All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next graphic novel that I wanted to talk to you about was Number One with a Bullet. So, this is a book I just picked up at my local bookstore. I had never seen it before, never heard about it. It has come out as a six-issue series, and of course, in my hands is actually the first print, which came out earlier this year. It is a hell of a book, to be honest. It's a creepy split between what I would say maybe Black Mirror and just internet trolls and horrible people, and it's an awesome tale. I can almost see Black Mirror taking some inspiration from this book, but I don't believe the timeline quite works out for that. So this book was written by Jacob Semahn, George Corona. They're the creators, artists, and writers. So Jacob Semahn is the creator and writer. George Corona is the creator, artist. Colorist Jen Hickman, and of course the letterer slash designer is Steve Wands, which I do so believe is how we've come up with the awesome title with the, I believe it's a mock on the retweet symbol for the O in number. So overall, the art style in this book is great. It's creepy, it's fluid. So when it is, like a normal day, everyone's relaxed. Everyone just looks fluid and nice. They have a great design to them. Let me just see if I can get you a nice shot here. But when everyone is stressed or when something's going wrong, basically all the shapes can get contorted. The coloring gets really surreal. It's awesome, honestly. It creates such an element of fear and understanding of what's going on that you're really pulled into this book, which is fantastic. So the creative team did a hell of a job, and of course earned their Eisner Award nomination. I'm a little surprised they didn't actually win, to be honest. This book is really good. So what the story is, the lady depicted here on the front is an assistant to a talk show host. He's very famous all over TV. The world knows him. Think of him like Jay Leno or someone like that. And of course, she's just the assistant. And what's come out is this new device called Iris. So it's a contact lens you wear, but of course it can augment reality. It can record, play back, everything like that. So nothing ever went wrong with that kind of technology, right? So of course we're introduced to this by her, actually. She is on the show, and there's huge applause. There's this creepy looking audience who are just depicted as these like extremely black, like literal black skinned amorphous figures with crooked nasty smiles, very demonic, and it's creepy with highlights of purple all around them just to sort of illuminate them, and they just are terrifying. And of course, even the hosts and the primary guest, while they're wearing suits, they have that same expression, gnarled teeth. You can see their gums, and of course the host, because he wears glasses, those are just white lenses, which just makes him creepy. And then we meet our protagonist, and she's in the middle of horror, literal horror. She sees blood everywhere, and she's sort of just trying to run, and what she sees is her boss that she has apparently murdered, stabbed him multiple times, and she's holding the bloody knife. And she's just freaked out. So it's fantastic, the idea of augmented reality, which I think is sadly coming soon. I mean, we have PSVR, we have all the other devices that do that, where you pop the phone into the goggles, or the goggles themselves built that way, all the sort of games that are coming out. So this is just the logical next step in technology. But of course, our protagonist ends up in a very awkward situation on a live show where she's just killed her boss. And, he jests about it, and they take him off, and she calms down, and she leaves the room, and everyone has a laugh. It's entertaining. Yay. But as the story goes on, basically you get to meet her girlfriend. We get to see her life and how she lives every day and what she does. How she's a little not so happy with her boss at times, work, stress, typical stuff everyone goes through. At the end of the first issue or about the first 1/6 of this book, a video is released of her, though, and she's called into her manager's office, And of course, they ask her to sit down, and she goes, "What's going on?" And it turns out a sex tape has been released of her that is first person using these goggles or these contact lenses. And of course, from there, her world goes to hell. So what I liked most about it, I mean, beyond the creepy art, the awesome cover for the book, which is truly gratifying and just awesome to look at, what I enjoyed was that beyond the horror of what happened, beyond the creepy stalkers that she deals with once her sex tape is released without her knowledge, because she didn't know it was filmed, she didn't know it was put out, she didn't consent to any of it. Some questions come up, though, because these lenses can augment reality. Did it ever happen? Did she ever have sex with the guy who filmed it? All of those questions sort of happen, and the other part of that is, does it matter? Because it exists. There is a video of it, of her, out there in the world for anyone to see and anyone to watch. But did it happen? And once again, does it matter? Because people can see it. It looks real, that's for sure. Now, the person who filmed it, was it just their, wet dream that they're having while they're standing above their desk, or did she actually have sex with someone at her Christmas party for her work? Once again, does it matter? Because it's real, and it affects her personal life, it affects her public life, how people see her, what she has to do, how she goes through depression and stress, anxiety, what she does to protect herself, and of course how everything spins out of control. And as mentioned, it's more of a horror story, so how things develop in this is awesome. So please do go pick up number 1 with a bullet. It's fantastic. Go to your local comic book store, pick it up. If they don't have it, they can order it. I'm sure it's a fairly new book. If not, and they can't order it, go to your local bookstore. So once again, the creative team behind this creepy, futuristic, yet present horror that slices Black Mirror with internet trolls and horrible people is Jacob Semahn, George Corona, Jen Hickman, Steve Wands, and editor Aaron Levy. And of course, number 1 with a bullet. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.